Okay, I don't have the question for this essay, but I'm just going to make a couple of comments just to give you some general idea. Now, the first thing, 259 words, that's a bit short. You can write a good essay in 259 words, but most good essays come in at around about 300 to 90-ish, because that gives you enough space to properly develop your main ideas. 250 to like 60, if you're not careful, you're not going to be able to sufficiently develop the idea to get a good band score. So that's the first thing. It's a little bit short. You could do with a couple of sentences more. Now, you will need about 12 sentences anyway, 12, 13, maybe 14 at the absolute most. Now, I don't know if this is a discussion essay. It seems to have two views, so I would think it is. So, in terms of structure, so I'll talk about this because this doesn't seem to have a recognizable structure, especially in the introduction. So, what you need: sentence one, you paraphrase a question, restate both and/or state both views. If it's give your opinion, you have to make sure that's included. You need a thesis statement and an outline sentence if you can, or mention it in your opinion. So 2 sentences, maybe 3 for your introduction. Okay. So 4 sentences. First viewpoint. Explain it. Give discussion. Make sure your opinion, if this is one that your opinion comes down on. Example, then a conclusion that links to the topic, or you extend your example. And again, for body paragraph 2, and conclusion, you summarize, restate your main ideas, and restate your opinion. Right? An example here. Some people believe it's good to share as much information, blah, blah, blah. Others believe it's too important. I'll let you read it, discuss both views, and give your opinion. So, sentence 1, paraphrase the topic. According to some, the sharing of information, whereas others believe. I'll just leave it on the screen for a second so you can see. So you restate the topic. Clear opinion. In my view, the spreading or dissemination of some types of knowledge is a positive step. This essay will discuss medical research, why it should be shared, and why in business it shouldn't be shared. So that would be a pretty clear and solid introduction. Okay, so restate the topic, clear opinion, and what you're going to give us a hint of where the essay is going. Okay, I'll just scroll back so you can see that. Okay, so every country has a national and perfect resume. Well, a resume is something that you take when you have a job interview. A country doesn't have one. National and perfect. Don't know what that means. Which they? What does they refer to as a pronoun? Are a symbol of power and investments. To be perfect, I have no idea what that means. Every country has a national and perfect resume, which they are a symbol of power and investments. I have no idea what that means. In addition, technology and new science, what raise? You mean that raises the level of human life continuously. Okay, all right. History is the basic issue in school. Well, it's not an issue, is it? It's a subject. Others believe that students with the latest technology and knowledge progress their skills informatively. Progress their skills informatively? That is nonsense. If you mean develop their IT skills, maybe, but progress their skills informatively is nonsense. My concept, is this your opinion? Advanced, what should be advanced? Technology can be productive, is not it? You mean, isn't it? Well, one thing, why would you be asking a question? You're supposed to be giving your opinion. My concept. So that's not very clear at all. So I'm not really sure what, so me and the examiner, we can see, so there's something about history in school, something about technology and science, but apart from that, we've no idea what this is. Okay, nostalgic people. Nostalgic people? What exactly is a nostalgic person? Nostalgic people think that. And why is there a comma? We don't need that. Shouldn't that be continuous? History at school and learning content. What content is so vital? Knowing, or to know, about important historical events can stop us from making the same mistakes in the future owing to, we don't need that comma, forefathers were the first a serious attempt to tackle the problems in the past. That's what, no idea what that means. That is nonsensical. Examiner is not going to waste time trying to decode your sentences if you can't understand it. So this is supposed to be one sentence, I think. So this is what you call a run-on, because it's very long and complicated. There was too many subjects and verbs and objects to make any kind of sense. So this is a single sentence. Nostalgic people think that studying history in school and learning content is so vital. Knowing about important historical events can stop us from making the same mistakes in the future. Owing to forefathers were the first serious... No. However, there were not enough facilities of what? Died people? You mean people died of different diseases? What's that got to do with studying history at school? So, forefathers were the first to tackle... No, I'm not even going to try. No idea what that means. Reasons, lake, you mean lack. So you need an article, either the lack or a lack of medical equipment. Therefore, history subjects would not always be an effective issue to students. No idea what that means. Again, I don't mean to be harsh, but there's something here about not making the same mistakes in the future if you know history. But the rest of this I have no idea. And something about not enough facilities. What facilities? Where? How? Who? No idea what that means. A modernism. So you mean, well, a modernism is an ideology. It's like fascism, consumerism. So are you talking about it's a person? Apply the notion. You mean some people think teenagers are more interested in the modern time or times than in the past. They would rather to finish responsibility quickly. No idea. And to use applications that are up to date. In fact, connect people in everywhere. And the internet is the best achievements of technology. Is this a single sentence again? This paragraph seems to be a single sentence. That's way too long. Internet like a small information, all things. This is because it's handy for school. So, in conclusion, we live in the modern world. Although we don't need a comma there, our culture, religion from past, and we should keep it between alternization, our horizon, and all subjects. So right, I kind of understand what this means. I am of the opinion that all subjects are up to modernisation. I kind of, that's more understandable, but this, no idea what that means. And, well, right. So, it's very, I don't want to be overly harsh, but really, this is nonsense. I have no idea what this means. So I'm going to show you the criteria, and you can see what I'm talking about. Let me just scroll down here. Right. Okay, right. Right, it's a 4. So there's a position somewhere, but the reader has to read very carefully to find it. Now, I think that's pretty fair. That is very difficult for the reader to understand. Main idea is difficult to identify. I think that is quite fair. I have no idea. I can get some general sense of what this is, but so in terms of task response, you would be lucky to get 4. Because it's very difficult for the reader. Information on ideas, there's no clear progression, no coherence, no clear central topic. So for task, response, cohesion and coherence, you would be lucky to get 4. Vocabulary, inappropriate use, very difficult, inappropriate word choice. Appropriacy, well, it's not frequent, is it? It's quite often. You might get 5 for Lexis, maybe. I think 4 is more appropriate. And the grammar, well, I don't want to say too much, but you can see what I'm talking about, You'd be lucky to get 5. If you got 5 for this, you would be very lucky. The examiner would have to be in a very good mood. I think it's more likely you get 4. Well, no, maybe 4.5. Maybe 4.5. You might get 5, maybe, but you're looking at 4.5, 5 at the absolute most, because this is essentially incomprehensible. It's very difficult. There's a position, kind of. So I hope you can see why I would give it such a score.